Welcome everybody to this Clip Super Paint tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create a horse from sketch to color. We're going to start with the skeleton to make our drawing a lot easier to process. Now, horses are very muscular animals and we can actually break the shape of a very horse into circular shapes to make the process easier. We're going to start with the head. This is where the eyes and the ears will be. Let's create a line and another circle. This is where roughly the nose will be situated, along with the mouth. We're going to create a long line that defines our neck. You can also create another circle if you want to enhance the attachment of the spine, but I usually don't do it, but if it makes it easier for you, then do it. I'm going to make this smaller. Now, let's create another circular shape. This one has to be big because this is where the chest is going to be. Let's divide the chest like that. Then we can create another circle right here, which is where the buns are going to be situated. You can connect it like this or like this, it's the same. I usually work a lot with the transformation tool. It makes it easier to move around what you've already created. Now, where we're going to define where the arms are. You can see that they're almost on the same level. It depends on the pose and the perspective of the drawing, but if you're doing a pose that's roughly simple like this one, you can see from perspective where they're going to go. See, if our horse would be more into geometrical shape, this is what it would look like. This is more far. This is nearer to us. Now I'm going to create something like this. This is to define the muscle of the animal, and I'm going to create another one here. Now the first bone is situated right here. And it goes. There's another one. Down. And there's another one. And then we go down again. The food. Just like this. Down. Mostly they're always going to be on the same level, more or less. So creating a single one is very useful for yourself to create others. Go down. Another one. Go down a little bit more. And we're going to make the hoop. The hooves have this very funny shape. They're like that, sketched out. You can also create sort of gem instead of a circle, which is more like on the real form that we're going to create later, like that. But you can use whatever feels more comfortable with you. Circles are completely fine. circle here. See, they're almost at the same height. Another one. And these two, you can see they're the same height because it's making the same movement, therefore it's the same length, and you can put yourself and understand, oh, this is correct because it's the same level. Of course, this is just a skeleton, a rough sketch. We're going to fix this later if something doesn't feel right. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are completely normal. Digital art is amazing because you're able to correct anything that you actually make a mistake for. Now, I feel like this leg is a bit too long. I told you that it's the same height as this one, but if we make this smaller, you can see we can go more up. I'm going to fix this, and then I'm going to take this leg. I selected the lasso tool. I'm going to select this square, which is scale and rotate, and I'm going to hide it a little bit. There we go. Now our horse is missing a leg, poor baby. Let's make it. Now that we have broke our horse into simple shapes, which are the head, this is the neck, the torso, the back, and the forelegs. We're going to make his hair later. So, now, you have to actually follow these lines to create the horse itself. I'm gonna zoom in to show you more precisely what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower the opacity of the layer by using this tool. It's very useful and you can lower and higher it up whenever you want at any given moment. Or else you can use the rubber. It's your choice. It's up to you. Now let's make the head. I'm going to create another layer. You can decide to create it on the same. It's up to you again. So I'm going to break it into other shapes. There's this circle, and we're going to remake this circle. And there's this circle, which is literally almost at half, which is the cheek. Break it into circles. Now we're going to work on the actual base. Follow the lines you've made previously. The brush I'm using is actually a custom made from the community Eclipse Studio Paint. It's a water brush. So if you use a watercolor brush, you'll probably achieve something similar. You see, I'm following a line. Looks like it's smiling. I'm going to create a nostril that's seen in perspective. You can create a line from the nostril roughly around here that goes all the way up. And you're going to have the line where the eyes are around here, where the cheek is. See? And we're going to have the other eye on the other side. Now, this part actually goes up like that, and from here are the ears. You can create kind of a sock, like a flower, you know, like a flower that's already trying to bloom, something similar to that. Let's create that. Here and there. See, on the same line, you can create a line if you want. See, that connects the skull if it makes it easier for you. Now, like the flower that's blooming, we're going to create something similar to this. Like the flower is sprouting. You can go in and delete if you made any mistake. Same way we're going to do on the other side. You don't have to color it in, I just do it because I like it. This is the center of the face, right there. This is our other eye. It's like a hill, you know, that's chilling when there's like grass and everything, and it's a tiny hill. That is exactly what it looks like in perspective. Now, the eyes of horses are very sweet. You can create a circle here too if it makes it easier for you. And then they go in and there's a teardrop right here. And they're very circular. They have a sack underneath them. They usually have a lot of eyelashes, but you can decide to keep them or not do them. It's up to your style. But horses, as equines in general, usually have a lot of lashes, which make them very beautiful in my opinion. And then there's this part, and it goes outward like that. So we're going to try and create that here. Remember the teardrop, circular shape, and it has to be sweet. This is where it connects with the nose. In the line that I told you about before. And there we have it. We have our head. We're going to make the eye a little bit bigger. It's not realistic. I'm going to change this part a little bit and make it a little bit less long. Now, neck of a horse is very elegant. To recreate it, it should be fairly easy. Let's try to follow the line that we previously created for it. Let's go down. from there. And now from here, there's like this little book, which is the muscle of the neck. Now from here, we're gonna go down like that. I'm going to make the head a tiny bit bigger. I'm gonna make the body a little bit smaller. You know, sometimes skeleton might be a little off, but it's there just to help us create, so it's fine if we modify them or fix them. Now, first I have muscles that are connected right here. So what we're going to do, I'm cleaning the lines a little bit here. What we're going to do is we're going to use the lines that we created before to create something like this. This is where the muscle is. Horses really have a lot of muscles. This part in a horse, you can imagine it like a peach. Or like a heart, you know? It really is, because it connects this rail right there, and it's like a heart. Now we're going to try and create this leg. Was the first we actually created. This is kind of the equivalent of our elbow. So let's create something like a circular shape at once. It's attached right here. And we can start from there. We'll go down. As you can see here, you have to make a sort of another heel, because this is where it attaches. And another one right here. Now, if you want, you can start from here. Makes it easier for me for some reason. We're going down a little bit. Another bit. I'm going to make the legs a little bit, tiny bit less longer, because I figured they're a little bit too long, so I'm doing it in every one of them. We're going to create the hooves. And we already have 2 legs. This horse has very long legs. You can make them shorter and you can make the body of the horse bigger. It depends usually on the type of horse you're trying to draw. There are horses that have very long legs, and there are horses with very cute short legs. So it all depends on you, but the basics skeleton is all the same. You just have to make this distance between point A and point B shorter, depending on what you like most. Now we're going to make the belly. And we're going to create a line. You can start from here. You can follow this line and go up like this. It gets thinner as it goes on the other leg. Now we're going to make a circle like that. And we can connect it. And bring it outwards. Bring this outwards. And stop right here for now. And we're going to create another hill. There, this is where the tail will be. Now, same goes for this part. This is literally the back, and you can see all the body, and you can see all the muscles part is hidden by the body of the horse. Like this is literally the part of our feet that connects our feet. This is literally the same. So, this is the general shape of the horse. I'm going to fix the hooves a little bit because I'm not truly happy with them. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger as well. And there we have it. Now we're going to add the hair. When I do this process, I usually create another layer so that if I want to change it, make it more wavier, make it more straight, I can do it whenever I want, or even try to make different haircuts, so to speak. Now, horses' hair actually start from the middle, like where we would have our back, the center of our back. That's what you have to imagine when creating hairs on a horse. So all the hair is going to start and come off from this part, doing this exact thing. You can make hairstyle such as braids, especially for horses. They're very well kept. So let's create this tiny thing to decide where it's going to come off. To decide where the hair are going to be attached. This process is all up to you, but if you want some advice, and you're not really able, do some trials, some sketches like that. Let yourself go. The more goes inwards, like in this center part, the longer the hair. The shorter, the more they go in this direction. So there's the heart, so to speak, of the hair, which is very long, and then it goes like that, and it's shorter and shorter the more it goes out. So here they're going to be very short, and here in the very heart is going to be very long. We're going to do the tail following the same law. I'm going to delete random sketches that I've done before. Oh, let's see. I'm going to modify this part and put a little bit more into the inside because I don't like it right now. Now, I'm going to the sketch layer and I'm going to delete this part because they're covered by the hair and we don't need them before. I'm going back and delete or hide the sketch layer where we made the skeleton of the horse. Sometimes you might need to see your drawing from another perspective. There's this tool in particular that will help you to be able to flip your canvas and look at your drawing in a different perspective. It's very, very useful and I suggest you use it. Now we're going to color our horse. I'm currently merging all my layers into folders so I have everything under control. I'm selecting a base color of my liking. You can choose whatever color you want. It's no matter. I actually selected this warm brown because I actually like it and I'm going to go for a sort of Dalmatian kind of coat where I'm going to add, and you soon will see, white dots. This is the palette I was going for and I really like brown and warm colors. Now I'm applying the shade on the same layer as the base color. To do this, you have to lock the opacity of the layer using this tool. I'm coloring the hair. And now I'm adding the dots to make the fur look more interesting. Right now I'm coloring the layer. I use the same method as the lock opacity to color the layer. Right now I'm adding shadows. I usually add shadows by following the soft lines of the body that are already pre-existing by the sketch. I find this method very useful and very comfortable to use, and also very easy. Right now I'm merging all the layers and I'm using a blender tool to merge the layer of the line art with the layer of the color. You can see it becomes very soft, and I'm using a rubber to delete the outline lines that I don't need anymore. All I'm doing is taking a color and putting it on top of another until I get a shadow that satisfies me. I'm picking colors from the ones that are already pre-made. So for example, I'll pick the brown, I'll put it on top of the brown, and then I'll pick another brown and I'll put it on top of the brown until I get a shadow that I actually like. I also added a little bit of fur detail on top of the hooves to make them look more realistic. To color the hair, I usually use around 3 colors. I start with a dark shade that comes from above and goes all the way down. And in the very center, I add the leather shade. And you can see it creates a nice depth. You can add tiny air to make it look more realistic and full. Right now, I created an overlay layer and I'm rendering the piece by adding colors to make it look more vibrant and interesting. So this is the finished drawing. Thank you so much for following my tutorial, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye!